Good morning, my loves. Happy Tuesday. Beautiful day here at the lake. It is warm, and actually, to me, it's a little muggy, which is really strange. The high today is pushing 90, but the air quality sucks. They have advisories out. Do not go outside unless you need to. Not because of the heat, just because of the yuck in the air. That happens in Arizona more than you would think, but you get used to it. You're in Arizona. You don't go outside any more than you have to, when it gets hot. And if the air quality sucks, it is what it is. Yesterday, we talked about recognizing disrespect. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful response. People were engaged with that. A lot of questions, a lot of comments, a lot of DMs. I love that. So, are you ready? We're going to take it a step further. So now we're talking about recognizing disrespect in a relationship and disrespecting your partner. Some people do it and they don't even realize it. It's just them. So this is an interesting topic. Let me get comfy here. It is, do not laugh at me. You can chuckle, but do not laugh. But I'm wearing shorts. For the first time this year, I am wearing shorts. And yes, I have very pale legs. I look like Casper the Ghost. I don't tan. If I'm outside, I will turn bright red. I will look like a lobster. I've ended up hospitalized from sunburns in the past, but I don't tan. So, back to the topic. In a relationship, you trust your partner. All relationships, even friendships, are based on open, honest communication and trust. Bottom line, if that trust is broken, that relationship is essentially over. That is my opinion. Look at it like a piece of crystal, really expensive crystal. And if it's cracked, it can't be repaired. If that trust is cracked, honey, it can't be repaired. If you're suspicious of your partner, your spouse, there's a problem. And you might dig through their wallet, their purse, go through their phones, go through their car, go through their email. Okay, you may find something, you may not. No matter, that trust is broken because you don't trust them. And once they find out what you've done, honey, they're never going to trust you again. That's it. So why stay in that relationship? Because that trust will never, ever be the same. Because that crack is always going to be there. You might be able to, use a little super glue, but it's still going to be there. It's always going to be in the back of both minds what happened. If you are suspicious of your spouse, your partner, tell them. Sit down and have an open, honest, non-judgmental, grown-up conversation and say, look, I'm not comfortable. I'm picking up, XYZ, or I found, I heard, I saw, and the trust is broken and it's over. That takes a lot of courage. It does. You have to be brave because it doesn't mean you don't love them. You have to love and respect yourself more than them. And a lot of people have trouble with that. They are willing to put up with all kinds of nonsense because they don't want to be alone. They don't think they can do any better. Maybe the person's rich and you don't want to go back to living a life of being poor. There's a reason that you'll stay, but it comes at a price. And that price is your dignity, your self-esteem, and your self-respect. Is it worth it? And a lot of people will say, oh, hell yes, I don't care. There's going to come a time that you do. Trust me. There will come a time. If you or your partner, either one, so what I'm going to say, you can take it however you want to take it. If you're being cheated on, they're cheating on you, they're chatting with other people, they're on apps, DMs, direct messages, texting, meeting, whatever, and you're in a committed relationship, that's cheating, honey. Flirting with somebody is cheating. And you can say, I didn't touch him. Your hands may not have, honey, but your mind did, and your thoughts did, and most likely your words were all over them. It's cheating. Admit it. And if you truly, truly love someone, there's no way you're going to hurt them. Think of your kids. There's no way on God's green earth you're going to hurt your child. Just give them a core wound that's going to last them forever and a day. That's going to just put them in tears and shatter their trust in you. So why would you do that to your partner whom you supposedly love? I mean, I deal with this with people all the time, and I've heard every excuse under the book. They're not meeting my needs. Sit down and have a conversation. That's all it takes. Be open, be honest, be direct. No name calling, no throwing stuff, no tantrums. Tell them. Don't text them. Don't take, the easy way out. Tell them, because maybe they're feeling the same way. But you have to have the conversation. You're worthy of that conversation, of them being honest with you and you being honest with them. That's your dignity and your self-respect on the line. Just think about what I'm saying. And if you're the one cheating, ask yourself why you're doing it. And you cannot say, yeah, but I do love them. No, you don't. If you love them, you would not be cheating. You might be attracted to them. I mean, you might love them like a friend kind of thing, but you're not in love with them. If you're in love with someone, there's no way you would hurt them. You will always put their happiness, their safety, and their welfare first. Always. Always. And I talk to people that, they're in a relationship, they've been in a relationship, and suddenly somebody comes up pregnant. Well, now what are you going to do? Because you put yourself in this position, and you got one hell of a mess. Because if you already have kids with your first person, that's going to cost you some money when you split up. If they take you to court, which they should, for child support, yeah. And for most people, that's for most kids, that's going to be anywhere per child, anywhere from $500 to $1,200 a month per child. They will garnish your wages, and it doesn't matter how many baby mamas you have. They just keep taking it out of your check. That's why some guys, work under the table. They work for cash. They don't pay taxes. Okay, but what are you teaching those kids about respect and dignity, about love, about how to treat men and women? That it's okay to cheat, it's okay to have more than one baby mama, baby daddy. Is it? Why can't you teach them faithfulness and loyalty and the importance of love? I'm just asking, just putting it out there. Because laying down with somebody and making a baby does not mean love. That's chemistry. Simple. That's biology 101, reproduction. It's nothing to do with love. Because if you love them and you have a child with them, you're not going to go outside that relationship and do it all over with somebody else. And then go outside those relationships and do it again and again and again. So what's lacking in you? Why aren't you able to respect and love yourself? So often, it is the learned behavior from parents. Parents divorced, mom, dad, whatever, had more than one boyfriend and girlfriend, and this is how they were raised, so this is their norm. Well, honey, that doesn't make it right. It doesn't. Just think about what you're doing and who you're hurting. A relationship has to be built on trust and honesty. First, you have to be honest with yourself. Are you being honest with yourself? I want you to sit down, and this is really hard for a lot of folks because a lot of people have a lot of walls up and they're really tough. And they're mean and they're nasty and they're hateful and you're not telling me shit. Okay, I just want you to think. Nobody will know what you're thinking about. You're safe. But just think how you were raised, how that made you feel. How did it make you feel? Knowing that your parents cheated on each other, that you had siblings from all kinds of parents all over. How did that affect you today? How do you feel about that? Would you have wanted your parents to be together? To be in... I don't want to be judgmental, and please, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but would you have wanted your parents to stay together and have the average American life? Mom and dad are married, kids raised in one family. Would you have wanted that? What are you teaching your kids as the norm? Is the norm for your kids the same norm that you grew up in? Many, a lot of baby mama, baby daddies, is that their norm? It's about respect in relationships. And this is heartbreaking, but so often, and I'm seeing this more and more, kids 10, 12 years old are being active sexually. Honey, they're not ready for that emotionally. They're not. They are, and they're being pushed to do so by peers, by older siblings, to be cool, because that's what they think they're supposed to do. That's what mama did. That's what daddy did. A kid 11 years old is not ready to be a mommy or a daddy. They're not ready for that. Don't encourage that. If you find out your child is sexually active, get them to a physician immediately to check for sexually transmitted diseases. Even if your child is raped, especially if your child is molested or raped, get them to a doctor in the first 24 hours to check for disease, for injuries and disease. Because some diseases can kill you. And that some diseases will last you a lifetime. Some diseases you will transfer to other partners. They need to know. You need to know. Think about what I'm saying. Respect in relationships starts with the respect and disrespect with yourself. Every time you sleep around, you're disrespecting yourself. Are you doing it for attention? That you want to feel like every guy, every girl in the world wants you? I mean, I don't look that great. I mean, I'm an old lady. But I would rather somebody, and I get DMs and comments all the time on my looks. And I would rather get comments on how smart I am, on my ability to heal people, to help people, instead of how big my breasts are, how big my eyes are, my hair. I would much rather hear, you've helped me. Thank you for helping my family. I love what you said today. This really got me thinking. That's a compliment. Complimenting somebody on their brain, on their accomplishments. That's a compliment that they will remember the rest of their life. Telling them they're hot, that's nothing. Telling them they're smart, they're wise, they have a good heart, that they will carry with them the rest of their life. Start with yourself. Find your attributes. What you have to be proud of, that you're a good soul, you're a good person, you're a good friend, you're a hard worker, you have good morals, values, ethics, and beliefs. Start there. Okay, just something to think about.